girlies, it's Miss Lady Lace on my Glamour channel, and today I'm sharing with you a new fabulous video with some tips for productivity to help improve your business. These tips can be used for any business, but my background is in pinup and burlesque, so I especially hope these tips can be useful if that is you. If you love all things vintage and pinup, I share all of my passions here on YouTube with tips, tricks, tutorials, and so much more. To never miss out on my vintage fun, be sure to hit that subscribe button below. How you define being productive will be different to each individual, as we all have different abilities and work in different ways. The most important aspect though is catering your productivity to you. So let's get into today's tips. Tip number 1 is to be healthful. Being as healthful as we can is going to assist in our productivity. When we're well rested and have been sleeping well, when we've been eating as best as we possibly can, and when we're taking care of ourselves both physically and mentally, we can really work to our optimal level. Now, I'm not saying don't do the things that you love if you enjoy sitting on the couch and watching TV, if you like to partake in chocolate like I most certainly do. I'm not saying cut all of that out, but everything in healthy moderation is going to help you work better. Tip number 2 is to have a daily planner. I don't know where I would be without my daily planner. I plan a week in advance and I break down day by day what needs to be done. This is especially useful when I have things like shows and classes coming up, so I can put in time for choreography, costuming, rehearsing, and anything else that needs to be done. Even things like planning my videos, writing down a rough script, editing these videos, I need to allocate that so it actually gets done. Having a daily planner is also really great because it means you're not going to forget about those little important tasks which are easy to slip your mind. You can really get all the things you need done to achieve your bigger dreams. Tip number 3 is to clean as you go. I know many of you out there are probably thinking, I'm just not a neat person, I don't clean as I go. And I definitely feel that I fall in that same category, but I've worked really hard to improve on this front. Cleaning up as you go is definitely a skill you can improve upon. I find when I have a clear workspace, I have a clear mind and can actually get done what I need to, especially as a lot of my work is done from home. If it's messy, I can quite often just procrastinate and I'll go off and I'll be like, oh, I'll just wash some dishes. So in my daily planner as well, I put a cleaning time in the morning and in the evening, so it keeps that all nice and tidy and I'm not off doing random tasks. While it's good to keep everything clean, cleaning as you go is really going to change the dynamic of your work. For instance, if I need to get ready in the morning for some filming, I tidy up my makeup space once I'm done. I work on some costuming and then I pack up the equipment I've just used. And if I've had a show, I'll pack that away the next day, as quite often I finish quite late. But I don't leave the costume to sit there for weeks on end, as that's going to be a bigger problem when I take it out next, as it may need repairs, it may need cleaning, especially if it's been in a stuffy little box for a while. By doing a little bit regularly and cleaning as you go, you're preventing it from becoming a bigger cleaning job and requiring much more time that you'll waste at a later point. This cleaning aspect I also apply to things like my computer, my phone, and my camera. I sort through files, I go through my phone and delete extra photos, and I move things from my camera onto my external hard drive so they're ready to edit. By cleaning as you go, you'll have a better workflow. Tip number 4 is to utilize your time. There's a really famous quote in which it compares the amount of time you have in a day to whichever celebrity you're most inspired by, or comparing that time to someone we find successful. Whilst it's true that we all do have the same amount of time in a day, there are many factors to consider in this. Things like if we have family or other work commitments, we have different abilities, and so many different aspects. When we're comparing ourselves to someone who's hugely successful, especially a celebrity, we really need to take into account that they do have more of a budget and they do have typically more people assisting them achieving their dreams at that point. What we need to do is personally utilize our time as best as possible. It's very important we take regular breaks and rest ourselves when needed, but I try and utilize my time as best as possible. For me, I can get some extra work time by taking my laptop when I get my hair done at Cherry Bomb Beauty Parlor, which is the salon I go to. I also can do things like stretch while I'm watching TV, have my laptop and working on something while I'm watching TV, and try and multitask some things together. That's just going to give me a little bit more work time during the day. Tip number 5 is that creativity comes in flows. This tip is something I'm definitely still working on personally. I can be really hard on myself when I'm not creating and being creative at the level that I think I should be all the time. And it's utterly ridiculous to think that I should be working at this level because you just can't be giving it your all the time. There's that famous saying that you cannot pour from an empty cup, so rest and relaxation is vital for keeping that creativity going. It's important to appreciate in our moments where we don't have that same creativity. It doesn't mean that we won't have it again. We just need to take time to care for ourselves and work as efficiently as possible. When I say creativity comes in flows though, I'm not talking about purely just motivation. Motivation won't always be there, and that's why you need to be disciplined. So you really need to work on identifying when you actually need rest and when you might be just procrastinating and when you need to actually be more disciplined. Thinking back to our creativity though, even if we're not working at that high creativity level, we can do other things while that creativity is in a bit of a lull to keep our work working sufficiently. We can get organized, we can do our cleaning, we can use our other steps to help us get some work done. These have been my 5 fabulous tips for productivity, and I truly hope you find them useful. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a like and a comment below, as that really helps me out. And if you have any videos you'd like to see, do let me know in the comments below. If you'd like early access to these videos, exclusive content, and to help support me creating more here on YouTube, I have my Glamour community on Patreon. I'd like to thank all my patrons, but especially my VIP Glamour patrons. The support you give me truly helps me in creating more here on YouTube. To follow my daily pinup adventures, I post super regularly to Instagram. I'll pop a little link here as well as the end of the video. And to never miss out on my vintage fun, turn on those bell notifications, hit the subscribe button below, and I will be seeing you real soon.